Hey, welcome back. My name is Dino. This video is on learning styles. It's going to talk about a couple of different learning styles. First, let's start with the definition. So say when we have new information. Learning styles is when we prefer a sensory method of experiencing, interacting with, or remembering new information. In this video, I'll talk about three major forms of sensory methods and learning styles. That they would be visual, auditory, verbal, and kinesthetic tactile. I will address them each in that order. First, visual. In terms of a preference, a person who has a visual learning style prefers images when encountering new information. And in terms of their memory, they best remember pictures, maps, charts, and films. If you're a visual learner and you have a study tool, you'd prefer something like a flowchart, a diagram, or a graphic organizer. In terms of the way your thought process goes, you would think in terms of movies and pictures rather than words. And your strengths, if you're a visual learner, is you have strongest awareness of aesthetics and space. By the way I dress, I probably am not a visual learner. Auditory, visual, verbal. The preference for a auditory or verbal person with auditory or verbal learning style, they prefer new information in written and spoken words. In terms of memory, they best remember lectures, written text, and group discussion. Again, they're done through a verbal manner. Their best study tools are by reading, writing notes, listening, and talking. In terms of the way their thought process is, they think in terms of words rather than pictures, and their strengths are strong written and verbal communication skills. Finally, we're going to go to kinesthetic tactile. A kinesthetic tactile learner for that learning style prefers encountering new information by doing. They're more hands-on people. In terms of memory, they best remember physically experiencing new information by using large and small muscle groups. They like to touch and feel something that they want to learn with. In terms of study tools, they prefer having laboratories, various demonstrations, and learning through play. In terms of thinking, they learn by acting out skits, by role-playing, by devising other forms of physical manipulation to master these skills. In terms of their strengths, they work really with their hands and they're physically coordinated. I'll do a quick summary. In terms of development and our personal development, our developmental needs, our different learning styles suit our developmental needs at different times of our lives. Say, for example, you're probably more tactile kinesthetic when you're younger, when you're sort of experiencing the world for the first time, and maybe at college, university, you're reading a bit more, so you're probably more auditory, verbal. And then learning, you learn best by combining various educational experiences to help you take advantage of all of those learning styles. And finally, growth. Each individual tends to a style as they grow up. In terms of a further summary, predictions. You can predict an audience's learning style with clues like profession. Say if you're gathering a lawyers versus visual artists. Like the first would be textual, the second would be more visual. Skills. If you had a bunch of writer, like if you had someone who's a writer or a sculptor, the writer would be more auditory verbal, while a sculptor would be more kinesthetic tactile. And hobbies, like someone's reading, they'd be more auditory. If they love to read and they're a reader, they're more auditory verbal, while a general athletes are probably more kinesthetic and tactile. In terms of layers, if you're going to be providing information to people, you want to use supporting layers of information to be able to appeal to people in different ways. You want to type images and, if possible, tactile and oral experiences, which can be really complicated online. This is just a bit easier, obviously, to provide text and images these days. In terms of content, you want to engage multiple stimuli to create a more memorable and meaningful experience. If it's just one of these three learning styles, it's not as effective. The more the merrier, as they say. And finally, in terms of delivery, you want to account for their learning style when delivering information. So, for example, when you're delivering a visualization, an infographic, or graphic design, or miscellaneous communication, make sure you think about the various learning styles. That was Learning Styles. My name is Dino. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like this video. Please feel free to talk about the definition And please feel free to comment on any of the various visual, the learning styles: visual, auditory, verbal, or kinesthetic, tactile. Finally, please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like this type of video. Thanks for watching.